Hey guys, what's up? My name is Luke Vassie, and today I'm going to be showing you how to assemble the Pro Level Stabilizer. Alright, when you're using the Pro Level Stabilizer, you can now get into using some of the heavier cameras. So this means our blue or yellow labeled cameras, our Canons or our Sonys, and using some of the bigger lenses on it. You can even throw the white label on it with a 50mm. These stabilizers can really handle it. You can also have a microphone on it. So today I'm going to be doing the whole shebang. We got our lens hood on this, an external microphone, and we are using Eichenfelds. This is a lot of a heavier and longer camera to balance, but it should be all right because this Pro Level Stabilizer can handle a lot more weight. And this one only comes in about 2 parts for the actual stabilizer itself, and we actually have a 2-part camera plate. So when we're starting off now, we're gonna take our base, lay it down on a flat surface where you can balance and build the rest of this stabilizer, and our top piece with our 3-point axis, of course. So we're gonna screw it on right there. The best thing I love about this stabilizer is it actually allows to lock the axes. Now this is great for focusing on one axis at a time and one motor. We just click this little red switch there and it's going to lock up on each one of these. And now it is no longer gonna be moving around except for this plate in the middle there. So we got 2 batteries right here, and we just insert the batteries through the bottom slider right here. It comes off like a TV remote, and you're just gonna put them in with the flat end hitting the springs, of course, just like any regular batteries. And now we have power for our stabilizer, but before we get to turning it on, we still have to balance it. We're gonna have a look at this 2-part plate right here, which has a silver quick release on it. Just gonna allow it to be 2 parts. Now what we have here are 2 teeth that are going to dig into the bottom of this, so when we're putting it back together, we just slide them in, and now it's gonna hold over like this, and we press in that silver button, and now they're going to lock in. This piece slides into the horizontal plate right here, and you just wanna push it in, and you're gonna hear it click. So now that it clicks, it's no longer going to be moving out at all. When you are ready to release this plate, all you gotta do is press in the silver button, and you can pull it out. That little latch is removed. Now, in order to start balancing here, we're gonna take this off with our silver release here. And we have our 1/4-inch screw. We wanna grab the hefty camera we got going here. We're gonna throw it right on the bottom and just screw it on as usual. Now the great thing about this plate is it does actually come with a lens support at the end right here, this piece. So this piece is gonna hold on to your lens, especially if it's a longer one, and provide it with a little extra support, make it a little easier to balance your camera. Now, as I explained earlier, we got these 2 little teeth at the bottom here. We're gonna line them up nice and easy and click that silver button in. They're now stuck, and we can move on. So sometimes you wanna grab maybe a key or a coin just to tighten up this 1/4-inch screw, because I find on these guys it tends to get a little loose. So you can make use of a key, and you're just going to turn it in there nice and tight. Not to the point where it's gonna destroy the thread, but you still want it to be nice and tight in there because we're trusting this with a lot heavier cameras, which means that we wanna make sure it's nice and tight and doesn't slide out. If you want the best balance and the best health for your motors on your stabilizer, you're gonna want to have it closest to what it's going to be when you're using it. Now, we're gonna slide it in as explained before, and you're gonna hear that click there. So that's when you know it's gonna hold. So it's no longer gonna be moving past a certain point, and because we have our axes locked up, it's actually not gonna be tilting around as much. This is what makes the assembly of this fun. So we can look into first doing our vertical piece. There are 2 little levers here on the side. We got one on this side and one facing the operator side. We're just gonna tighten both of them up, and we're going to unlatch. Now make sure when you're tightening these levers that you go really tight, because these guys really need a lot of effort to hold in place. So now that you got that going, we're gonna release this vertical front tilt, and is now seeing that it's gonna be tilting a little forward. So we're going on to the left side one, the camera side one right here. We're gonna release that and just tilt it back and forth up until we find our perfect balance right there. Now keep in mind, you might have to go and adjust this afterwards, after balancing the rest of your stabilizer, but for now we're looking pretty good. Maybe it tilts a little bit, we'll look at that a bit later. Now we're going to unlock our horizontal axis. Now we can see it right away falls over to one side. Our horizontal lever is this piece right here. So we're gonna unlock that, and we now have full horizontal sliding. So let's just adjust it accordingly, and now look, we're fully balanced there. When dealing with microphones and longer lenses on this, it is a little bit harder to do the last step. Typically you wanna be tilting it back, but you notice that it's hitting the motor, and when you're putting it forward, your lens is hitting the front. Now what's a great thing to do is you just wanna tilt off to the side like this. So when we tilt off down to the side right now, we can just adjust this little piece right here, and we're sliding back and forth until there's no movement there. So when it's no longer moving in this position, all you gotta do is screw this piece right back in, and your stabilizer is fully balanced. You should be able to put it in any position, and usually with longer lenses, they might have a little bit of extra drag on them, but this stabilizer can definitely handle it. And you're all good to go. You can now power it up, and you're good to film. Now that you have it balanced, you wanna make sure you run through something called auto balancing. Now with these pro level stabilizers handling a lot more weight, you wanna make sure they optimize for the best quality shots. So you just wanna go ahead and press this bottom piece of this roller, and you're gonna click to the right 2 times through this menu, and it's now gonna say auto balancing. Now, you might see that the motors are shaking and adjusting a little bit. Don't worry about it, just make sure you have on a flat, even surface and no one's moving around. Just adjusting and calibrating those motors so that it can hold the weight of your camera. Now, when it gives you the check mark right there, you're all good to go. You just press OK in the middle, and you are ready to shoot. If you guys wanna watch some of the functions of the stabilizer, make sure to head on down to the next video. Thanks for watching.